Hey folks, Segasonicfan back here for part 2 of my Lutron light dimmer sort of repair and analysis. And as you can see here, it looks as though I have repaired it. Yay. Very cool. So what was wrong? Well, let me unplug everything first and show you inside the beast. I also have to explain how the AC the AC cable gets disconnected and reconnected because it's extremely funky. Okay, so the issue was in fact, I'm going to pull off this top. The issue was in fact the two contact points that I mentioned, which are AC contact points which were probably very likely arcing and creating a tiny spark between the 2 points, which eventually insulated the contact. That in combination with the fact that it's just not really it's not really a spring. You know, it's a just a bent piece of copper that's doing the action for the switch. It'd be nice if it had an actual spring. But anyway, when this goes up, this little side plastic pushes down. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. You can see what I'm talking about. The action is the plastic on the side pushes this down, and then those two contacts that I mentioned before are made. And so, yeah, I just probed that, and it was not making contact very well. Also worth mentioning, when I talked about using a vice grip or a clamp, maybe a clamp to open the case, I clamped it on the two sides here, and you can see it's very close to our switch there, which didn't work out in my favor very well. As you can see, that's where the clamp. So if you're trying to open this case, you might want to do a different method than what I did. I kind of made it work by fidgeting with it a bit. And I don't think it's like super dangerous or anything, because if that doesn't work, the switch is just off. But yeah, I wish I hadn't damaged the plastic in that way. And sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. The thing I did want to mention though is the really weird AC connection, which is there's a piece of plastic here that you can use a flathead screwdriver. This pulls out, and what this does is when this pushes in, it actually presses the two signals against these plates here, and that's how the circuit works. And then it makes an incision into the cable to make contact. One thing that's quite interesting in checking those contacts, because I had to check those contacts and beep them out, before putting this all back together to make sure it was actually working. But one thing that's really quite interesting is the full circuit actually never connects in here. And by that, I mean it doesn't connect line and the live, the line and the neutral. Because I was like, how are you actually switching anything? You only have 2 wires. And actually the neutral goes straight through this socket to the lamp. And the live is actually what's going to the dimmer. So the live inputs here and outputs here. Very interesting that you can, I don't work with AC circuits a lot, but it's very interesting to me that you don't need a neutral wire. You can just adjust the live wire, the line wire by itself, and send that off to make a dimming circuit. Pretty cool. Anyway, while I'm in here, I'm going to just blow a little bit of compressed air, clean up some gunk off the switch. But I'm happy to have fixed this, save 30 bucks, learn a few things, maybe $23, however much these are. And I'll glue it all back together, make sure it's nice and safe. And that'll be it, folks. So yeah, again, as mentioned in the previous video, make sure you use gloves, eye protection, all that sort of stuff if you're going to be messing with AC mains. And be safe, folks. But hope you learned something or had some fun. This is Segasonicfan, signing out.